Yo, what's up? Bringing you that MLB 16 this show. In this series, we're going up against the Chicago Cubs, our division rivals. Our lineup for this game is Gregory Polanco, J.Harrison, Starling Marte, Andrew McCutchen, J.Jaso, Jung-Ho Kang, Francisco Cervelli, Jordy Mercer with Ivan Nova on the mound. So it's time for the monthly recap of August. So let's get into it. In the month of August, we had a record of 19-9, which is the best record we've had in a single month all season long. We're 9 games back in the NL Central to the Chicago Cubs. They've been dominating the division all season long. With 30 games left in the season, it's going to be very difficult to catch up to them. But we are a game and a half up in the wild card. It is a tight race. And if we go on a bad losing streak, we will definitely drop out from that top spot. But in order for us to have a 90-win season, we're currently 72-60, and 90 wins is kind of what our goal is right now. We have to finish 18-12. I think that's possible, especially the way that we played in this month. But in the next video, we're going to talk about what we need to do for the remainder of the season in order to secure ourselves that playoff spot. But now, let's get into our player statistics for the month of August. As always, we're going to name the top 3 for batting average, hits, runs, RBIs, and home runs. And then we're going to go through all our pitchers and talk about their statistics. So, the top 3 for batting average, we have Starling Marte, who batted .316, Gregory Polanco at .312, and Andrew McCutchen at .299. That's some solid batting right there from our top 3 players of the month, and we need that from the rest of the team. Hits, Andrew McCutchen had 32, Starling Marte had 31, and Francisco Cervelli had 23. So it's nice to see him having a good month, and he's contributing towards our wins. For runs, we have Gregory Polanco at 20, which I thought that was kind of high. Andrew McCutchen at 18, and then Starling Marte and J.Jaso both had 12. Moving on to RBIs, Andrew McCutchen had 22, J.Jaso had 16, and J.Harrison with 14. Now finally we have home runs, and Andrew McCutchen had 7. He was tearing it up earlier in the month, and he definitely carried us throughout this month, getting us those 19 wins. J.Jaso had 4 home runs, and J.Harrison was 3. So Andrew McCutchen, like I just said, pretty much carried us throughout this month, and he was in the top 3 for all of these categories. So definitely the MVP for us right now, and he's been playing very well lately, so hopefully that continues for the last month of the season, because that's when we're really going to need him and other players to step up in order for us to secure one of those final playoff spots, probably the wild card, because like I said, we're probably not going to catch up to the Chicago Cubs. But look at this right here. We just gave up a home run to Arrieta, the pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. So things not going our way in this game. But now we're going to move on to our pitchers and see how they did. So looking at the starting rotation, G.Cole, a 4-1 month. His ERA went from a 3.11 to a 3.10. He had 62 strikeouts. 62. That is ridiculous. I think every start he had this month, he had over 10 strikeouts in a game, so he has definitely been picking it up lately. Now on to J.Locke. He went 4-0 in the month. His ERA went from a 4.27 to a 4.05, 19 strikeouts, so he has been playing better lately too. 4-0, kind of surprising because he has been a pitcher that has struggled so far this year, but to pick it up now, that's very nice, and hopefully that continues on to the last month. Now Juan Nicasio, he went 2-2. His ERA went from a 4.01 to a 3.86, so that dropped a little bit. He had 24 strikeouts. And then Drew Hutchison, a player we got in the trade, he went 2-2. His ERA went from a 5.82, which he had for the Blue Jays, and for us, it dropped to a 4.64, and he had 29 strikeouts. And then finally, Ivan Nova, he went 3-2 in the month, ERA going from a 4.29 to a 4.67. And that is pretty much because of this game right here. But he has had some solid performances so far since we have gotten him at the trade deadline. And then T.Watson, our closing pitcher, 14 saves. Very solid for us right now. His ERA from a 1.03 to a 0.94. He had 16 strikeouts. So he's pitching well. He's getting the job done and closing these games. Now on to our bullpen. So we have Tyler Glasnow, 0-0 record, ERA from a 3.92 to a 3.26. So some improvements right there. That's what I like to see. He had 10 strikeouts. Jared Hughes, his ERA went from a 3.52 to a 4.03, so that went up a little bit. he had 4 strikeouts. Neftali Feliz, his ERA went from a 3.13 to a 2.63, and he had 7 strikeouts. His ERA went down, and actually at the beginning I planned on having him as our closing pitcher, but I don't know if I showed this game. The first time I put him in, he gave up like 2 hits right away. We had to bring in T.Watson. He got the job done, and ever since that, T.Watson has been our closing pitcher. So Neftali Feliz still getting some burn. And then we got Jameson Taillon. So he has been a disappointment so far since we've called him up. He had a 2-1 record in the month, but his ERA went from a 5.14 to a 7.22, 7 strikeouts. I don't know what to do with him because I want to keep him on the team, but he's given up too many hits, too many home runs. And it's weird because the first time we called him up, we started him. He pitched 6 solid innings, gave up only 2 runs. So I don't know what to do. Maybe the bullpen is not his role. But now Antonio Bastardo, he had a 2-0 month. ERA going from a 2.23 to a 2.53. That went up a little bit, but he had 11 strikeouts. And then Felipe Rivero, 0-1. ERA going from a 3.38 to a 3.2. And he had 9 strikeouts. So these are our statistics for the month of August. In the next video, we're pretty much going to be talking about what we need to do for the remainder of the season in order to secure ourselves a playoff spot and compete for the World Series. This game right here, a straight massacre. The Cubs destroyed us in this one, but we did manage to win the other 2 games in this series, so we did pick up a game in the NL Central. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'm out.